Hello, I'm not Chuck. On May 12th of 2020, I uploaded a video entitled Flattening the Curve on COVID-19. As of this writing, the video has been viewed 192 times and received about 25 comments, plus my responses. In other words, practically no one has watched it. I just watched it to see if my recollection of it was accurate. I am pleased to report that my memory of what I said was and is perfectly correct. I talked about the experts' advice that we, the populace of the United States, should try to avoid contracting COVID-19 so that our medical facilities would not be overloaded. Of course, they were overloaded during the entire remainder of 2020. It was only the implementation of vaccines during 2021 that finally seemed to slow COVID down. And now, with the appearance and amazingly rapid spread of the Omicron variant, medical resources are once again unable to keep up with demand. But that's not what I wanted to focus on. In that earlier video I said, and I quote, "It seems that simple logic leads to a conclusion that all, or at least a huge majority of human beings will eventually be infected. That certainly seems logical to me. It's not at all pleasant, but it is logical." End of quote. Well, was I right or wrong when I made that statement almost 20 months ago? What are the experts saying now? Just a few days ago, Dr. Anthony Fauci said, and I quote, "Those who have been vaccinated and boosted would get exposed. Some, maybe a lot of them, will get infected, but will very likely, with some exceptions, do reasonably well in the sense of not having hospitalization and death." That's the end of the quote. As usual, Dr. Fauci wasn't totally clear on what he meant, but I think he meant exactly what I meant back in May of 2020, and that is all or almost all human beings are going to contract some variant of COVID-19 at least once. Some will die and some will survive, but few, if any, will completely escape having it. I also believe that Dr. Fauci has known this much longer than I have. And in case you are not yet convinced, listen to what Dr. Janet Woodcock, acting head of the Food and Drug Administration, said about a week ago, and I quote, "It's hard to process what's actually happening right now, which is most people are going to get COVID." End of quote. Dr. Woodcock made that observation while testifying under oath before the United States Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee. And it certainly wasn't what Congress or President Biden or you wanted to hear. Of course, I believe it's true. Despite having been vaccinated twice and boosted, if I haven't had COVID-19 yet, I almost certainly will have it, probably several times for as long as I live. And I believe the same is true for you and every other human being. Don't like that. Neither do I. But what we like or don't like doesn't change the truth. And one other thing. The real experts have known that since early in 2020 and should have told us the truth way back then instead of lying to us for all these months. COVID in all its variants will be with us for the foreseeable future. Don't forget, I'm not Chuck.